So I kind of had to learn to create off the bounce a lot, and now I feel like I'm almost more comfortable having the ball in my hands and shooting off the dribble rather than a catch and shoot three.
And then wins the championship. She's pretty damn good. Like, yeah, she's a coach.
Caitlin Clark just scored 22 points against Diana Taurasi, but that's not the real story. The 22-year-old rookie just taught the WNBA legend a lesson she'll never forget. Here's how Clark turned the tables on her critics and silenced the doubters. As the game got underway, it was clear that Diana Taurasi wasn't about to let the rookie steal her spotlight. The WNBA legend came out firing, showcasing the skill and experience that have made her one of the greatest players in the game's history. Taurasi's early dominance seemed to validate her dismissive comments about Clark before the match, as she effortlessly sank shots and orchestrated plays for her team. The Phoenix Mercury, led by Taurasi's masterful performance, quickly built a substantial lead. Her precise passes, clutch three-pointers, and commanding presence on the court reminded everyone why she's been a force in the league for so long. As the first quarter progressed, it looked like the veteran was teaching the rookie a harsh lesson about life in the pros. Adding to Clark's frustration were a series of controversial referee calls that went against her. The young star found herself in early foul trouble, limiting her ability to make an impact and visibly affecting her confidence. Fans of the Indiana Fever groaned with each whistle, feeling that their new superstar wasn't getting a fair shake in her debut.
Logo threes, it's her signature. That is the most Caitlin Clark way to win a game.
Something I worry about. I think I just worry about, being in this moment, enjoying this moment, the people that I really care about, the people that I really love.
But despite Taurasi's impressive start, something curious caught the eye of keen observers. The seasoned pro seemed hesitant to guard Clark directly, often switching off or calling for help defense when matched up against the rookie. This unexpected behavior raised eyebrows and sparked speculation. Was the great Diana Taurasi, known for her fierce competitiveness, actually wary of going head-to-head with the young phenom? As the second quarter unfolded, Clark began to find her rhythm. Undeterred by the early setbacks, she started to show flashes of the brilliance that made her a college superstar. With her team trailing and the crowd growing restless, Clark decided it was time to make her mark on the game. In a moment that electrified the arena, Clark received the ball well beyond the three-point line. Without hesitation, she launched a deep shot that seemed to hang in the air forever. The crowd held its breath as the ball arced towards the basket. When it swished through the net, the arena erupted. It was as if Clark had flipped a switch, igniting not just her own game, but the entire atmosphere of the contest. Suddenly, the momentum began to shift. Clark's confidence soared with each possession, and she started to showcase the full range of her abilities. Her court vision led to pinpoint passes that caught the Mercury's defense off guard. Her quick first step allowed her to blow past defenders and finish at the rim. And her long-range shooting kept the opposing team on their toes, never knowing when she might pull up for another logo three.
It's Caitlin Clark.
Her basketball IQ, her court vision, you just can't say enough about it.
At the level you feel like all the praise, like that's the same level you'll feel all the hate. So I try to stay right in the middle.
As halftime approached, what had started as a dominant performance by Taurasi and the Mercury had transformed into a compelling back-and-forth battle. Clark's resurgence had not only brought the Fever back into the game, but had also energized her teammates, who began to play with renewed vigor. As the third quarter began, Caitlin Clark stood at the sideline, a determined look in her eyes. The rookie sensation had weathered Taurasi's early storm and found her rhythm, but her team still trailed. It was time for Clark to show why she was the most hyped WNBA draft pick in years. Clark received the inbound pass and immediately pushed the tempo. Her teammates, sensing her intensity, matched her pace. The Fever's offense, which had struggled early, suddenly came alive. Clark orchestrated plays with the poise of a veteran, finding open shooters and creating space for her forwards to operate. But it was a moment of individual brilliance that truly ignited the comeback. With the shot clock winding down, Clark found herself isolated against a Mercury defender near half court. Without hesitation, she launched a deep three-pointer from the logo. The ball soared through the air, the crowd holding its collective breath. When it swished through the net, the arena erupted. That logo three wasn't just any basket, it was a statement. Clark had arrived, and she wasn't backing down from anyone, not even the great Diana Taurasi. Taurasi, the momentum of the game shifted dramatically. Suddenly, it was the Mercury who looked rattled while the Fever played with renewed confidence. Clark's teammates fed off her energy. Kelsey Mitchell, the Fever's veteran guard, started knocking down shots she had missed earlier. Nalissa Smith, energized by Clark's pinpoint passes, became a force in the paint. Even the Fever's bench players contributed key minutes, diving for loose balls and playing suffocating defense. The crowd, which had been somewhat subdued during Taurasi's early dominance, was now fully engaged. Every Clark assist drew cheers. Every Fever defensive stop had fans on their feet. The atmosphere in the arena transformed from anticipation to pure electricity. As the fourth quarter began, what had once seemed like an inevitable Mercury victory was now anyone's game. Clark continued to push the pace, her stamina seemingly endless.
I'm gonna do my best. I mean, it's still really hard basketball, like playing at this level. Everybody's gonna be, competing really hard coming back from the break, obviously with playoffs on the line. And sometimes I don't even realize how far away I am. Like I watch it back on film and I'm like, wow, I should not shoot that shot.
She drove to the basket fearlessly, drawing fouls and getting to the free throw line. With each made shot, the rookie's confidence grew, and so did her team's lead. Taurasi, never one to back down from a challenge, tried to rally her team. The WNBA legend hit a couple of clutch three-pointers, reminding everyone why she was still considered one of the game's best. But for every Taurasi basket, Clark seemed to have an answer. With just 2 minutes left in the game, the Fever had clawed their way to a slim three-point lead. The tension in the arena was palpable. Fans who had paid top dollar for their seats were getting more than their money's worth. This wasn't just a regular season game anymore. It felt like a changing of the guard, a glimpse into the WNBA's bright future. As the clock ticked down, both teams traded baskets. The lead changed hands multiple times in the span of a minute. With 30 seconds left, the Mercury had the ball, down by 1. Everyone in the arena knew the ball would find its way to Taurasi for the final shot. The final seconds of the game were pure electricity. With the ball in Taurasi's hands and the clock ticking down, everyone held their breath. Clark stood her ground, matching the legend move for move. Taurasi tried to create space, but Clark's defense was relentless. As Taurasi went up for the shot, Clark's outstretched hand altered its trajectory just enough. The ball bounced off the rim and the arena erupted. Clark secured the rebound and was immediately fouled. With just 3.2 seconds left, she stepped to the free throw line with ice in her veins. The pressure was immense, but Clark looked as calm as if she were shooting in an empty gym. She sank both free throws, putting the Fever up by 3. The Mercury had one last chance, but their desperation heave fell short. The final buzzer sounded and the Indiana Fever had pulled off the upset. Clark finished with an impressive 27 points, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds in her WNBA debut. But more than the stats, it was her poise and leadership that shone through.
We've been doing a lot of just little games. Like today we had a home run derby. Of course I won. But yeah, just little fun competitions that, are outside of basketball where you can just kind of let loose and have fun. Well, the first thing is I feel like I know if it's going in right off my hand. And I think that just speaks to how much time I put in and how many shots I've taken.
Caitlin Clark unloads!
As the team shook hands, all eyes were on Clark and Taurasi. The veteran superstar, known for her fierce competitiveness, approached the rookie with a smile. In a moment that spoke volumes, Taurasi embraced Clark and whispered words of encouragement. Later in her post-game interview, Taurasi's respect for Clark was evident. What Caitlin's been able to do in her short career so far has just been nothing short of remarkable, Taurasi said. She's got a bright future ahead of her, and tonight she showed why she belongs in this league. Clark's performance wasn't just about securing a win for her team, it was a statement to the entire WNBA. This game marked a pivotal moment in the league's history, signaling a bright future with players like Clark leading the way. The record-breaking attendance and soaring ticket prices were just the beginning. Clark's electrifying play and ability to go toe-to-toe with a legend like Taurasi showed that the WNBA is entering a new era of excitement and competitiveness. The impact of this game extended far beyond the final score. Social media exploded with highlights of Clark's performance, drawing attention from sports fans who might not have tuned into a WNBA game before. Basketball analysts praised her court vision, deep range, and clutch play under pressure. Even NBA stars took notice, with several tweeting their admiration for Clark's debut. For the WNBA, Clark's arrival couldn't have come at a better time. The league has been steadily growing in popularity, but Clark's star power has the potential to take it to new heights. Her ability to draw in casual fans and create buzz around the game is reminiscent of players like Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi when they first entered the league. But it's not just about star power. Clark's performance established her as a symbol of the new generation of talent in the WNBA. She represents a wave of young players who are entering the league with a combination of skill, confidence, and marketability that could reshape the landscape of women's professional basketball. The game also highlighted the evolving style of play in the WNBA. Clark's long-range shooting and up-tempo style showcase how the league is embracing a more dynamic, offensive-minded approach. This shift not only makes for more exciting games, but also aligns with the trends in modern basketball, potentially attracting more fans and sponsors. For Clark herself, this debut was just the beginning. While she proved she could hold her own against the best in the league, she also showed areas where she can improve. Her early foul trouble and occasional defensive lapses are aspects she'll need to work on as she adjusts to the professional level, but her ability to overcome these challenges and lead her team to victory speaks volumes about her mental toughness and adaptability.